Okay, that should be working now. There you go. We just had to fix the setting in the background. Okay, happy Monday, everyone. So we ended up having some nice shorts on Friday. Now we're having a trouble on Facebook. Do you see that at the top?
I will add.
Okay, perfect. Let André do that in the background. We had some nice shorts on the indexes on Friday for those that watched the stream. But now we are grinding higher. Stocks, so Tesla's up 2% pre-market, NVDA up 1.5%, and we got markets are moving higher here at the moment. Let's just make sure the guys in the Discord know where we are live, and we'll get it going from there. We still got 10 minutes to the open, so we still got some time. How are you doing today, André?
Good, bro. Trying to figure out this kick stuff at the moment to just get this going here.
Let's just make sure that, there you go, we got the live, there you go. Okay. Okay. Let's just share that in the chat. Is the Facebook working or not?
I'm doing the kick right now.
Sure. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we got still 10 minutes to open, so still some time to go through a few things and discuss. Yeah, good morning, good morning. Sorry, we had to restart from the original stream, which is the settings in the background. Yep, happy Monday. It's always love it when some technical issues are there, right? Okay, kick seems to be working.
Yeah, I just set it live.
Okay, let's just speak about a couple of, while Andre's just getting the Facebook one working in the background, we got a couple of stats here. Just ES is still trading as an inside day. So if we go to ES over here on the edgeful data, we can actually see, if we go to the inside bars report, that, let's just go to the daily time frame. In the last 6 months, let's go year to date, actually. Year to date. Very rarely do we trade completely as an inside day, actually only 13.9% of the time. So we will be looking to see if either side will break. Right now, the bulls do look like they're in control. I mean, we're up across all the Mag 7 stocks except Meta pre-market. And then on the broader watch list, we've got SMCI up 1.5%, Robinhood up 1%, AMD's up 0.7%. So stocks are looking green at the moment. I would not be surprised to see us revisit those Friday levels where we sold off quite heavily from. That's my own opinion. But
Can you hear me a little bit better, by the way?
Yeah, that sounds a little bit better. It was a little bit echoey, but it sounds better. Yep, Facebook is working. Cool. So we have the local recordings turned on. It's all good.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay. So all should be good.
Is this better now?
Yeah, that's better. Let us know in the chat what you guys are looking at.
You guys hear us okay?
Yep. Can you hear us all good? Yep. Morning, Anthony. Morning, Sloth. Kowalski. Yep. Perfect. I've let the guys know in the chat that we are live. We just had to restart the stream. Yep. Okay, cool. What's your thoughts this morning, Andrew? Let's get your screen up and see what your thoughts are this morning. I know you had a little bit of a frustrating Friday with the execution in terms of not getting the move, but yeah, how are you feeling?
Let me pull up my screen.
Let's get up there. Yep.
So okay. So first thing, obviously, that I noticed is obviously today's Monday. We're inside of yesterday's range, but we're above yesterday's close, above Friday's close, above midnight open. Now, when I see that, the first thing that I want to do is check stats here. So let's pull it up. second. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm going gap fill by weekday. And in the last, this is on ES, let's go to ES. Wow, actually a pretty big difference between ES and NQ here for gaps up on Monday, which is kind of shocking to be honest. But still, the bias is not for a reversal back down to Friday's close. So 60% of the time in the last 6 months, ES has not filled the gap on a Monday. And then if we go to NQ, it's actually 75% of the time. So it's obviously very important to note when there are certain weekdays that are outliers, and Monday seems to be one of them right now. And also Friday's gaps down seem to be one of them as well, but which actually ended up playing out as well. So I like what James said. I'm pretty bullish bias this morning. I am expecting at least a break of previous day's high because obviously today's going to open within yesterday's range. So I'm expecting a break of up here. Obviously, we need to see like what actually happens with the price action, but I'm expecting something probably like something like that.
If you also look at the green and red days by weekday, Mondays are typically quite bullish in at least in the last 2 years, even year to date. Yeah,
70% of Mondays have closed green, which means that wherever with the specific customization that I have set here, we can expect price to close above the open today. That's really what this is saying. Now, what's interesting is this kind of like stands out to me here. This kind of stands out to me. So what I would love actually is something like this. But this is on a 15-minute. Right now, I'll go to a 5-minute and look at the same. I mean, this is a pretty big area, 23 points. But if I go to NQ, we have a similar area here for NQ. So going down to a 5-minute.
Yeah. I also have a few levels. I still got 830 on ES as very strong support from the last 2 weeks even. 830 on ES. We've been showing a lot of support there. So I think I'd like longs as long as we hold up. Yeah, you can see that 830. 830 level. You see that how we've been rejecting that the whole time. We drop down into it, and then we recover, and that's what we are doing again. Even after that massive sell-off on Friday, where I had a solid trading day on Friday, but we're just recovering that bounce overnight. I mean, we're already almost up 0.6% on the ES and 0.7% on the NASDAQ right now. So we'll see what we get into the open, but stocks are green.
Yeah, and we're up almost 1% from Friday's lows too.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, exactly. From Friday's lows down at 809, 805 on ES. NQ would be 25, 120. Yeah. So there's some nice potential upwards momentum that I think we could even see fill that Friday's sell-off. So yeah, what's up, Mark? Mondays tend to be strong trend days. Yeah, we can see that from the edgeful data. So yeah, ease into the week. I won't be trading all of this week either. I think I'm going to be watching, the amount of days that I'm trading as well. It's actually a public holiday in South Africa tomorrow. And then next week, if I'm not mistaken, is Christmas.
Yeah, 10 days from today. It's pretty awesome.
Correct. Yeah. So yeah, we've got to be careful of, I've spoken about the volume in December being a little bit more, less volatile. So keep that in mind as well. Yep. How was your weekend though, André? What did you get up to?
Nothing. I'm happy to be back in Miami, honestly. Happy
Nice,
to be
you're
back
back.
in
You're back
Florida.
home now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice to travel, but I really hate to honestly be away from work and the routine and everything else. So I'm very happy to be back.
Nice.
Yeah, I went to Arizona and it was great. It was way colder than I was expecting, to be honest.
Oh, really?
But it was, dude, it's like kind of freezing there at night. It's like you need a jacket. I didn't realize that Arizona gets that cold. It's like 40 something degrees. And there's the open, by the way. Well, 40 degrees, it's probably close to zero or close to like 3 or 4 or 5 degrees in like what you like in Celsius. Yeah. It's not zero, but it's close.
Yeah, that's not warm. That's not warm for sure.
Yeah. 32 is zero.
Okay, so we're moving down here on the open. I'm not too interested in shorts, I must say, like for now at least.
Yeah.
There you go. Tesla's popping on the open. We're up 3.3% over there. NVDA up 1.2%. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting. There's no way that. Yeah, 15 degrees in the Northeast right now. Yeah, that's. I'm not too interested in that. To be
Dude,
honest.
how's your Pats were up 21 points and then they end up losing to the Bills.
Dude, my Pats. I don't like the Pats. I'm a Giants fan.
Are you a Jets fan?
I'm a Giants. I don't really follow football, but I'm a Giant. If I was a Giants fan when I was young, when I was a lot younger, and I was a Giants fan when they beat Tom Brady twice.
Yes.
So I'll take that.
Sure. Dude, they're up 21 points and they end up losing to the Bills. That's crazy.
Yeah, I used to follow football a lot closer. I don't really follow it nearly as closely anymore. I do. You know what? Did we talk about Lando Norris?
No, not yet.
We didn't? Oh my God, dude. Did you watch that?
Oh, of course.
Also, what a joke, honestly, that Yuki with that move. He's like, yeah, leave me to it. I know what I'm doing. And like totally botched that defense.
Yeah, but you can see, I don't know what he's doing in the Red Bull, to be honest, but.
Yeah, I don't know. But
yeah,
pretty disappointing that Lando ended up winning that.
Yeah, for you guys.
Yeah.
I know you saw my comment. I love rage baiting.
Yeah. The only time I wanted George Russell to do well was the time that he absolutely was nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Russell and Leclerc were the only two that could have actually done something. And of course, both of them were like, I mean, Leclerc was in it, but not enough.
Yeah, so we're moving down on the open here.
I'm not happy Lando won. You see that comment?
870, yeah. Yeah. I think Mark's South African. So ES down from 870, trading now 863. Not a lot of momentum here at least for now.
I think that this is going to be one of those. Remember what I was saying on Friday? Remember this, okay, we're moving lower, and then they just rip it in your face higher. This happened like a bunch of times last week. Like this.
Yeah.
This.
That happened on, that was Thursday.
All of last week. It's all of last week.
They drop it down and then they just bid back up. Yeah.
Yeah. The only day that it didn't happen was last Monday. Friday was a different story when it just went straight up. But every time not every time, but like a lot of the times there are just balls at the open and they just rip it for the rest of the day. So
sure.
I'm going to be very patient here, especially with my wonderful non-execution on Friday. Just didn't get the levels that I wanted and was like way too picky with what I was looking for, and it just like didn't work out.
Sure. Yeah, we are.
Missed like
We are
trade after
overnight
trade.
VWAP.
Yeah.
So something I can bring up on screen over here at the moment is your odd overnight VWAP. So on ES, overnight VWAP is currently at 855. We're at that at the moment. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of follow through on these shorts now. Down, we're down 18 points off the open.
Where do you your overnight VWAP is from Sunday Open?
Yeah, from Sunday. Well, it's from Sunday Open. It would be 1 a.m. South African time. So that'll be
6 p.m. Eastern.
6 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, 6 p.m. Eastern.
You use the trading view tool like this one here? Well, like the one on the sidebar?
No, I use one called from TradingView called VWAP Auto Anchored. So if you type in on your indicators and then it's just VWAP, but I do use that if I want to pin it to a session, like a session VWAP or so. Interesting. We flipped now on Apple, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, and Meta. Only Tesla and NVDA are green right now. So you can see that on my right-hand side of my screen over here. Only
Tesla's
Tesla
ripping.
Yeah, 4% so far. Remember that there was one day where Tesla was the only one holding the market up. Everything else was red.
Yeah, and I just wanted it to fall, and it wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's close to all-time highs. 2% off of all-time highs.
Yeah, it is. If you go to the daily chart, we can see that. Yeah.
Is there any catalyst?
Not that I could see. But
there's no news, right?
No, not that I saw, but I can have a look at here on. Let's have a look on CNBC.
Oh, dude, the biggest joke of a news channel ever.
I love watching their stuff from my biggest NVIDIA Tesla Viking. Yeah.
Dude, you know what? I used to watch it a lot. Every single morning before I took a trade, before I would trade, I would have CNBC on, like when I was making my coffee before the market would open. And every single day they would like plant some idea in my head that the market's going to go up or down. And I would like refer back to that. I'm like, well, like there's expert. He said that like, oh, this is super bearish. And I was like, exactly. No, I'm not doing that anymore.
I don't watch any. I actually only really watch it after I finish trading because they get like some fund managers on and speak about a few stocks.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you. It's not good to watch it before market because they might have a guy come on or Jim Cramer's like, I'm super bearish, and then it plants an idea in your head. I know, bro.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know how it goes.
Yeah, I'm not too big of a fan of that, to be honest, but okay, what's going on here?
Let's have a look. Case is still ripping, so let's go to your screen as well. Yeah, VWAP to VWAP trade off. We still, look at ES. ES bouncing now at this overnight VWAP. So let's see how we hold up. I usually like waiting for the first 50 minutes to play out. I think something that I can improve on this week is just waiting more patiently on my trades, which I did quite well on Friday.
Yeah, the waiting the first 15 minutes really helps with like even setting some levels, having some structure.
Correct.
But I much prefer having my white and black candles. But I assume it's a lot harder for people to see what's going on. Do you care? Do you care?
I like my all black candles, dude.
Yeah, so do
I. Create 1 and 5 minute opening range for levels. Yep. I do understand though from like a perspective of seeing the green and red, but I just prefer my all black candles, dude. I love it. Okay, so we're not holding this level here. As I said, as long as we stay above 830 on ES, I think I would still like looking to buy that dip personally. But let's see.
Yeah, I'm going to be pretty shocked if this continues to rip down, honestly.
Yeah.
There is some pretty strong selling right. You know what you said the other, like one of our first streams, the market feels heavy.
Yeah, the market feels heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it feels like right now to me.
There we go. We're still holding up, yeah.
Is this the long opportunity now?
Could be, but Nasdaq
feels like actually a pretty decent place to short, honestly. Like a scalp short on NQ. But
as long as we're above PP bullish, is PP the pivot point, I'm assuming?
Yeah, pivot point.
Yeah. Let's have a look there. We're below the pivot point on the Nasdaq. On ES, we're sitting at the pivot point, the daily pivot. Yeah, you can get those indicators with edgeful. So if you go to the edgeful website, you look at the left-hand side over here like this.
Yeah.
Bottom left, trading view indicators and the Ninja Trader indicator access as well, right? So that's where I've got my, you can see there, edgeful pivot points. So on ES right now, we're sitting at that daily pivot. The Nasdaq trading below it though. So the Nasdaq daily pivot is at 25,350. We're trading below it at the moment.
You also have to consider when you have an extended range, when you're using pivot points, when the previous day is very big, that's going to really expand the pivots. So you just have to be, because it's based on the high, low, and close of the previous day. That's how all the pivots got calculated. This is like universal. This is not the way that we do it. We also do it that way, obviously. But if the range is expanded, then you need to make sure that you're accounting for that. If it's a really tight range, all your pivots will condense. If it's bigger, they'll all expand. So just keep that in mind if you do use pivots every day.
Yeah, bro. I think like this time of year for me, I definitely like. It's not a time to throw Hail Mary trades on. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I've already shown. So for those that are watching also for the first time, if I go through to the edgeful, let's just go to volume trends. I just want to show you this interesting stat with NVIDIA. Like look in December how we just drop off. Now, yes, obviously that could be skewed because of like the market holidays and everything like that, and Christmas, New Year's and that. But still, it's something that to be noted.
So if we get to that 830 level, are you going to look for longs?
Yeah, as long as we stay above that. As long as we stay above that 830 level, because that's where we've been rejecting off for the last 2 weeks. It's been a very, very strong support zone. But we'll see. If nothing's setting up, then I'm okay with just sitting on my hands as well.
Also, for anyone who's watching, we did release a very light version of edgeful AI. It's in your sidebar. It's part of everyone's plan. So if you have edgeful, you have edgeful AI. You can ask it questions about edgeful reports. It doesn't have any calculations yet. It can't do any calculations, but it can answer questions about the reports. It can answer questions about the different setups that we have, like what your morning routine should be like. And we have some pre-built questions here, just because I know a lot of people don't really know where to start. But this one will tell you what types of questions it can answer. So just click on this, and then I'll just click on it, send the question, give it a second to load. It is So the difference between what we have and what you would see on like ChatGPT or Claude or anything else is the reason it feels like it's taking longer is because ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, they write out the question as like you can see it being written out. For us, like it's like an additional thing. Like it's not additional cost, but like it's just like an additional complexity that like we don't need right now. So we pretty much wait until the whole answer is displayed, and then as you can see, it just like appears. So if it feels like it's taking longer, that's going to be why. But there are like with that question, you can get like sample questions. You can get like specifically what it can't answer and stuff like that. So I just wanted to show you guys like we are going to be adding to this. Like we didn't even really like do a lot of marketing around this because it's more of a simple tool and it's not really going to be like anything like it doesn't have access to our data. It doesn't have access to anything yet. So we're working on that now, obviously, but I just wanted to highlight that.
Yeah. So we've set the first 50 minutes opening range high and low. Opening range high is up at 72 on ES and down at 49. So we have a 22-point opening range. Apple's starting to fall off a little bit here. We're down 1%.
Yeah, that short on that pop would have been pretty nice, honestly.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see what we do get. I like also when I'm not too sure on direction, I do like to wait until the first hour has set in for the initial balance.
Yeah.
There we go. So we're popping a little bit to the downside on the NASDAQ. Any questions in the chat? Make sure to put them through as well. We do these live streams every single Monday and Friday, André and I, but 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. So
also, guys, the midnight open was just hit on ES and NQ. That's what this yellow line is. So
yep.
We have the indicator. If you have edgeful, you also have the indicator. You can add the labels here. So you can see gap fill, midnight open. Here's the midnight open. Here's the gap fill. I'll add those labels here. Gap fill, midnight, right over here. Dude, I don't know. This looks like kind of bearish for a Monday morning, honestly.
Yeah, as I said,
I mean, if it's going to bounce anywhere, it should bounce in this like 40s area. Like if it slips below 40, like I would expect a little bit of a bigger move down.
What 40?
On ES. On ES.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, if it slips below this, like overnight, just like Globex consolidation, I guess this probably is Asia, I would for sure expect it to move lower. So I'll just turn on my, yeah, this like, if it breaks Asia low, I'm going to expect it to continue down.
Yeah, I'm not liking too much on price action at the moment. We'll see what we do get though. What's happening on the one? Yeah, the one's just kind of grinding lower slowly.
I think I'm going to try a short on ES around this or below, but let me see where to. I mean, yeah, it's a pretty big stop, honestly. I don't know if I should do that, but.
You don't like the big stops?
No, dude. I mean, like, I'm okay with a big stop, but like on NQ here, it would be like a 70-point stop. That's like just way too much.
Geez.
On ES, it would be a 15-point stop. Like, I just don't want to do that, you know?
No, sure. Yeah, we're still holding the 40s on ES.
Yeah. What's going on? Tesla ripping, Meta falling, NVDA pushing. I mean, is this a better spot to potentially
look for longs possibly, yeah. But yeah, again, I'll have to see a bounce. It's NQ. NQ looking. NQ look like, yeah, we are sitting a daily view app as well. So
the thing is, ES is like way weaker than NQ right now. Like ES is way weaker than NQ. So this, I don't know. I just think that like this area has to hold pretty much. Like if this area doesn't hold on ES, like I think it's gonna flush.
Yeah.
But you have the 30s, which is a higher time frame level, but I have this consolidation here up until like 41.
Sure.
We don't have data today, right?
Shorter perspective, right?
Oh, we have housing market index 10 a.m. 9 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, medium impact. I don't usually have medium impact turned on personally, just myself.
Yeah, this is not. The thing is, like, if I'm targeting this gap fill, then it's just not like it doesn't usually happen, and that's where I'm a little bit hesitant to take a short right now. And by the way, I'm talking about a scalp. I'm not talking about like holding for a continuation, but yeah.
Yeah, there you go. We're flashing a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So I think that if it doesn't hold this 41, like this is, the gap is going to fill.
Yeah, Anthony, that 40 is his ES price. So currently we're sitting at 842, 841 on ES. So if you look at Andre's screen, that's what we're talking about. So we do have that medium impact news in 8 minutes. So let's put that on, apply filter. Yeah, that.
I need an entry, dude. I should have entered before at the orb low.
That's even light impact, yeah. What's NQ doing?
You would enter short here, right? Like more of like a momentum play.
Yeah, but you'd have to go with a wider stop.
I just can't. I cannot enter on a move down. Like I can't enter now. Like I should have entered when
Yeah.
Like if this pushes back up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You would be. Yeah. I wouldn't enter now because if this can bounce back up again, like I'm still long biased on the day.
Yeah.
So if you got short, you'd want to be in early on NQ like at 290. You know.
Yeah.
But we're getting a big hourly bar down at the moment, so which is not looking too great, personally.
I really want to be short ES right now, and I don't want to have like. I need to be careful about being again too perfect with my entries.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that gamma, the gamma exposure keeps going negative. Just join. What's the reason for the downside bias? What's your reason for the downside bias, Andre?
The price action. I don't have a downside. The data is telling me no downside bias.
Yeah.
But the price action is like we have higher highs and higher lows, like literally the most perfect staircase down, like literally the most typical, like it just, the price action is telling me that. None of the data shows bearish bias.
Yeah.
Like this is a perfect staircase. So I don't know. I don't really have one, to be honest.
You're looking at current price action. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if Tesla rolls right now, I mean, there's nothing left to hold it up.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing else to hold.
It's only NVDA and Tesla that are green. Meta is basically even on the day. YM's also coming down. Yeah, still in those 40s though. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we have seen this happen quite a bit recently
where it just now, like this is the bottom and now a little rip.
Yes. We break the opening range low. And then like if you look at, let's go last week Thursday. Let me just show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah, pull up your screen.
Yeah, look at this. So last week Thursday, we have exactly what we got now. We got this drop at the open, and then that becomes a low of the day, and we end up ripping higher. And we're actually sitting, funny enough, exactly at that level, which was 840 on the dot.
Yeah,
but obviously,
dude, I don't know, man. This looks like pretty. I would definitely not say buyers are in control here. That's for sure.
Nah, someone got those NQ shorts, so you must have shorted it at the highs then off the open. Yeah, we're down 160 points since the open, so that makes sense. Yeah, I'm still flat my side. I got a level of interest here at 840, 830 area on ES.
Keep in mind we have data in 3 minutes now. Yeah, it looks like NQ is going to fill this gap, but it's 24 points away. I mean, I think that we're going to get a visit to your 30s on ES, to be honest.
Nice. Yeah, that orb breakout on the NASDAQ. Yeah, I think my orb should have gone off. I don't know.
Yeah,
the algo.
Yeah. Let's pull it up.
Yeah, it would have entered on that 5-minute close at 260 for the short term. It would be up 20 points right now.
Dude, you need to try the, you have to try the,
yeah, it would have probably got me in at a better price today.
Yeah, the orb algo is short right now. And it's a 63 point, let me make sure. On the 3 minute, it's a 63 point target. It's currently up 47 points. You went 3-minute close. Beautiful. I've been talking about this. 3-minute close right over here. Use the 3-minute because that extra 2 minutes makes a pretty big difference. So also, Team Crips bobsleigh. Something else that I found was a really clean orb on ES that I'm going to make a video on. And it's actually not a 15-minute orb. So I will make a video on that, but ES orb, but it's not a 15-minute opening range. And then I'll make a video on it and then I'll send it to you guys. I'll send it to like everyone in the Algos Discord. But yeah, another super clean, another very, very clean orb strategy that I'm going to be adding. Also, for anyone who has the algos, do you guys want like a list of, and there is definitely hold on. Yeah, there's that profit target on the orb here.
Yeah.
So that orb, 64 point short. Yeah, I'm definitely not long bias anymore. I would be pretty shocked. I should have, could have, would have, right? But I should have got short at that ES. And there's my orb alert. But should have gotten short on ES here. Pretty disappointing, to be honest, but it's okay. My algo went off. My discretionary trades, I'm flat, but my algo
I think
is a winner today.
it was a tougher short today, personally, I think, from a discretionary trading perspective.
The 1 minute looked pretty clean, in my opinion. Now, I'm going to remove these zones that I have because price just totally negated them. But this area where I was saying to get short, but my stop was too big. I don't want a 12-point stop on ES, but this was the very good short. The issue, my issue, one of the reasons I didn't take it was literally all the data points bullish. But this is like perfect staircase. Like high. I literally like cannot describe a better staircase. Like this is literally the most perfect staircase. Like this is textbook right here. These are textbook.
Stop at opening range high maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're only 30 minutes into the open, so
yeah. So I see a comment here. We swept Tokyo lows, now reverse. Let's see, actually. Let's go to edgeful, market session breakout. Let's look at Asia and New York. So let's actually... Okay, so today is more of a little bit of an outlier because it did open above Asia's high and it both broke Asia low. What's up, Dr. Bush? So here, London and New York, actually, doesn't look like it's going to be a double break today. We have Asia and London. So today with the market sessions, not really going to be too much of an aid, honestly. We did get the gap fill on ES and NQ, which is, again, super rare on Mondays. Mondays typically close green. So I don't know. This is definitely, there's definitely something to be said of like sellers are absolutely in control right now.
Yeah.
I don't know, James, I would say that you agree, but I don't want to speak for you.
Yeah, I mean, on ES, the opening range was at 49. We're trading, I mean, simple. So if you guys know that how I like to trade with the opening range and VWAPs. Right now, An ideal entry for me would be like a rejection, and then we get that rollover again, which we got on YM on Friday and NQ and ES. For me right now, I could have, if I was aggressive, maybe taking a trade here at the low and then maybe having a stop at the opening range high. That could have been, but yeah, I agree. We are below daily VWAP, we're below New York session open VWAP, and we are now cutting through that 30 level that I had. So I agree. I just can't find an entry at the moment, and that's okay. So
yeah,
I could have
especially
maybe
when you're
paid
trying to be
something
more
like that.
patient.
Could have maybe paid something like that, but it's a Monday. I got the whole day to find a trade. So
Yeah. Did anyone take this trade that I was looking at, that I had mentioned? If anyone took it, let us know. This was a great day 2, another winner. There you go. Semperfi. I'm assuming you're talking about the algos, but yes. Be patient with it, by the way. You're off to a good start, but it doesn't mean you're going to have a winner every day. I just want to make that super clear. I'm obviously very happy that you have 2 winners in a row, but just be patient. You are going to take losers. I just want to, again, set the right expectation for you. But yeah, day 2 with the algos, I'm very, very happy that you have 2 winners in a row. But I just want to, again, set the right expectation on what it's going to be like. So we are getting a nice bounce here. And let's check. So check the, do you guys like, by the way, when I pull up this grid, I have these major weighted stocks in here. I mean, I use it all the time. I always switch back and forth between my grid view, which is this one. This one is my individual stock, and then this is the side-by-side ES and NQ. We didn't even realize the data came out.
Yeah, I have it as low impact news though on Forex. So I guess we're not going to see any big wicks or anything like that.
Yeah.
We are revisiting though that level that we did bounce off of from Friday, where we had that little bit of a rejection. So yeah, let's go like this. Let's just show my screen. What I'm talking about, what I'm meaning is this level right on Friday. You can see we had the flush down, and then we bounced off of it, and we are sitting at that zone again. So that's what I'm looking at. Again, we got the whole day to find a trade. You don't need to be in something from the get-go. So.
Yeah. And so the gap filled, which is kind of crazy to be honest, but we go to edgeful. By the way, guys, we're releasing the new What's in Play soon, which I'm so excited about. So, James, can you just pull up your screen while I pull this up?
Go like that.
Just pull it back up because I added it.
There you go.
Just getting these pages organized. Just give me 1 second.
There's the algo trade PM session. So there's
different whatever
algos.
session.
Right?
Whatever session you want, you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, Eddie. Sorry, I know it's been a really long time since the What's in Play. I am. There's no excuse there. There's just been so much that we've had to do with the new algos and then the algo automation. And then we wanted the limit orders. So many people are asking for limit orders with the algo, which by the way, the limit orders work really well. We have a lot of scary disclaimers on there, but the limit orders work really well, especially if you guys are concerned about slippage. It will fill you at the specific price. The only risk is obviously you might not get that. If you use a market order, you're not going to get the price. You're not going to get an exact price. If you use a limit order, the only risk is that price never hits your entry. For example, if you use the 5-minute candle close, what happens is sometimes there's data that gets released at 10 or at 9:40, or actually, at 10. And then if price flushes into your favor, you're not going to get filled, which is the only risk really of using the limit orders, because if you don't get filled, then obviously you're not going to take the trade. But let me just pull up the What's in Play.
Yep.
Just give me 1 second. Okay. By the way, it could be, I'll pull up my screen again.
Yeah. Not really doing too much on the charts.
I wouldn't say this is a good short opportunity because I personally don't love it's looking like a pretty solid short opportunity right now, but what I don't like, I personally think that when you have this continuous sell-off, what's missing for me for this to be a long is a confirmation on volume that's like significantly higher than the other bars.
Yeah.
When I've seen, and this is totally subjective, I don't have any data on this. Obviously, it's extremely hard to like quantify this, but if I see a giant red bar with a doji and then a giant green bar with like significantly elevated volume, that's a very scary thing for me if I'm short. Now that didn't happen here because this is just grinding lower. And for me, actually, if I'm short, of course I want it to go to my profit target immediately, but I prefer grinding lower because it means that there's kind of like more acceptance at these areas. That's the way that I see it. James, I'm curious what you think, but for me, I'm okay with grinding lower because what it seems like all these giant green bars are just getting sold back off, sold back off, sold back off. Like this green bar on NQ, which is roughly 60 points on a 1 minute, which is crazy, is like almost retraced entirely. Now, that's what, if I'm short, that's what I really want to see. So if you guys are holding micros with a really wide stop, you can continue. You can tighten your risk now that you're up probably a decent amount, but this is a very great short so far day, and it's setting up to be a really nice short, like a nice bearish day as long as price can kind of like fall. Now, critical area, which James was talking about for this 30 area, this is very critical. So I'll pull this up quickly on ES, and I'll go to a 4 hour. This was the area that he was talking about. So, I mean, in my opinion, if price flushes this, like we're headed down, right? This area has been multiple touches, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're back here. If it flushes down again in this 30 area, I mean, like, in my opinion, like we got room down. But let me pull up but by the way, just keep your eye on this volume here. If this flips to be a really big green candle, that would be a little bit scary, and it didn't. But okay, let's talk about the what's in play for a second.
Sure.
So the what's in play, you're gonna be able to select stocks and futures. You're gonna be able to select all the different tickers that you want to be included, and then all the reports that you want to be included. Granted, we don't have all the reports in the what's in play right now or the screener. We can add them slowly over time. If you want us to add certain reports after we release this, just reach out to our support. Obviously, we will reach out down here, right over here, and we'll obviously consider adding them in. Doesn't mean we're going to, and there's no guarantee on the speed at which we add them. But very similar to the current what's in play, we're gonna have the New York session. It's all gonna be using live data. And what's really nice, which I personally think is gonna be the biggest upgrade, is that we're actually gonna give you the percentages from the report based on what's forming today. So, for example, today, you would have a gap fill by size, a gap fill by weekday, a standard gap fill. And then you'll be able to go through and actually check which reports you want in here to appear across as many tickers as you want. So you wanna look at Tesla. If you trade options as well, or if you trade just futures, you can look at ES and NQ or YM or whatever else. But pretty much it's going to give you the individual reports that are setting up and what their probabilities are, what the data is showing with a long or short bias and the target. So for example, in this case, this is obviously just a design, but in this case, we have Tesla gap fill. There's a gap up and only 58% of those gaps up have filled, which this is a short bias with, and your target would be whatever, $500. You're going to be able to open this up and view the details. So all the details that we see in the current what's in play are not going away. So if I add the gap fill here on NQ, you can see, make this bigger. You can still see all the details, right? These details are still going to be in the what's in play, just hidden because there's a lot of information. We don't want to just display the information unless you want to see it. So you can always open and close these cards just to have that more information. You're also going to get the actual data itself, like the historical data over here. So you'll be able to switch from the chart to the table. Where is the design? Where is that design? Okay. I'm not sure where that design is at the moment, but here's what it'll look like pre-market. Obviously, there's nothing that's going to be in here. When the market opens, it'll tell you everything that's in play versus not, because, for example, if price is like hovering around like above or below the gap fill, we don't want it to say like gap up, gap down, gap up, gap down, like over and over again. We're going to wait until 9:30 and then it'll give you the confirmation. But wow, what a sell-off here. Pretty wild.
Yeah.
I'm pretty shocked, not gonna lie, but
yeah, I'm so flat. So yesterday I was catching the sells. This for me, like this grind down is like maybe like a smaller type of play for me, where I'm in maybe with smaller risk personally.
Yeah, the issue is like, how do you enter now?
I wouldn't be able to enter now.
Yeah, even with your CFDs, right?
No. Even with my CFDs, that would be a big, because I mean, you expect a little bit of a pullback at some point before. So maybe ideally what you would be looking for is something like this, right? So this is ES. So maybe something like this, a reclaim of that 40 area and then back down. But let's just see how price reacts here. You know, we are still sitting at Friday's lows is back down at 805. So we're still got a way to go down towards there. But, you know, let's just, the more patient I am in my trading, the more I'm rewarded in terms of, like, I don't want to be in trades that is going to eat up my mental capital. You know, I don't want to be in a trade down here looking to short, and then I experience an hour to 2 hours of drawdown before it ends up going in my favor. Like those are painful trades.
Yeah. So I'm not going to lie, I am pretty shocked based on what the data has shown for today. Very bearish price action. I mean, keep in mind, we are in December. There's a lot of holidays. There's a lot of market holidays. Volume is going to be lower overall, but I am surprised at how the bears are pretty in control so far today. And I have my Friday low on NQ looks a lot more reasonable right now, but yeah, for anyone who took that orb short, for anyone who has the algos, really nice trade today. 62 points, roughly 64 points, I think. I haven't taken any discretionary trades. I did obviously take that algo trade, which was great, but yeah, this is a really nice sell-off so far. James, yours didn't go off, did it?
Dude, I don't know why, but last week Monday it also didn't go off. So I'll have to double check.
It was 0.5. Just check your max orb size because it was slightly over 0.5, so it might be that.
Let's have a look. Jeez, dude, I got so many layouts. Let's have a look here. While I get this, let me get your screen up. Let me find it.
Yeah. Just check your max orb size, because that might be one of the reasons why. Unless you have Monday shorts off.
Let's have a look here. Settings. On Monday I don't have the orb breakdown. That's why.
You should check the 3-minute.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. I don't have the breakdown. That makes sense. I thought I must have changed it because I was trading the breakdown. But let me do some testing maybe tonight or tomorrow morning when I got a chance. I'm traveling on Wednesday, so maybe I can do it on Wednesday. That's the thing I like about the algos. So you're always refining and everything like that, right?
Yeah, dude. Wow, dude, what is going on? Yeah, and we got the IB, the opening candle, everything else forming in 10 minutes, actually. But yeah, dude, the algos, what I think a lot of people don't really understand about algos or trading in general is they expect the market conditions to maintain for much longer than what's actually realistic.
Yeah.
Like, for people who expect something that they did 2 years ago to work today, I mean, like, a version of it will, but if you're just systematically trading the exact same thing that you did 2 years ago today, like, I mean, and I say it genuinely, but like, good luck. Like, I'm not saying it sarcastically, I'm saying genuinely, like, good luck.
Yeah,
because just imagine, even when you backtest a strategy, when you backtest a strategy for 2 years or 3 years, what you're saying is, I'm expecting this strategy to trade the exact same way every single day for 3 years, and I want to see what their performance is over that 3-year period. That means that over the course of 3 years, you don't change your position. I mean, maybe you change your, depending on the backtest, but like, you don't change your targets, you don't change your stop loss, you don't change how you enter over a course of a 3-year period. And that, when you backtest that far back, that's literally what you're saying is, if I trade this strategy the exact same way for 3 years straight, how would it have performed? Like, there is not a hedge fund on this planet that has, like, just think about this for a second. Imagine a hedge fund. They have a strategy. January 1, 2020, or whatever, it doesn't really, the dates don't matter, but January 1, 2020, they start a strategy. And imagine, they don't touch the strategy, they don't do any refinement for 3 years. Impossible. That's literally like the most insane thing ever. Like, that doesn't happen. That does not exist. So when you backtest over a 3-year period, that is exactly what you're actually saying. You're saying, I want to trade this exact same strategy over 3 years and not change anything about it. That is totally unrealistic in the sense of trading.
Yeah. So last week, if we just go to my algos from last week, I had 3 from 4 last week. So Friday took the shorts. You can see I had a TP. Thursday took the short side of TP. I lost on Wednesday, took a short, I took a loss. And then Tuesday had the longs. And then Monday would have been a winner if I had the orb short on. So I need to look at the 3-minute maybe.
Yeah, you do, dude.
But yeah, the EA is still respecting the zone right now. Nasdaq is back at Nasdaq reached previous day's lows, which is pretty crazy. We're down off the open, just one way traffic, 270 points to the downside. So, like, if you caught the shorts, great. I think we are definitely looking like we are rolling over here. Tesla and NVDA up, but everything else down. On the broader watch list, we did flip as well. Robinhood down, SMCI, we got Rivian and Pfizer up. But right now I'm just sitting on my hands. We've got the initial balance going to open will be closed in the next 8 minutes. So that's where you can come over to your edgeful data, look at your screener. And then that will set up quite nicely. 12, you got the 12 tickers on, and then let's go like all, and then we got the daily bias, so that will set up quite nicely. But you can see for now, it is showing predominantly sells. Shorts are in favor, which makes sense.
Yeah.
We got a question here in the chat, Andre. How often do you suggest we adjust the strategy? For example, our algo settings. What's the best method?
Great question. So what I do personally is I do it at the end of every month. So January 1, it doesn't mean I'm going to change anything, but I'm just going to go and check how has it changed, right? So what I'll do is I'll do the trailing 6 months. So let's just say it's June or whatever. It's July 1st. I'm going from January 1 to June 30. Then August 1st, I'm going from February 1 to July 30. And then I just keep shifting it. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm going to change anything. Like, it doesn't, not every month something is going to move enough to change what's actually going on. But I do recommend doing it every month. So first of all, you're building a good habit, but also secondly, you're understanding, for example, the shorts on Mondays are probably like, I'm assuming on the 5 minute, I haven't checked the 5 minute in a while now, but I'm assuming are probably green. So you want to look to add that back in, right? So understanding how the weekdays change is really important. And now we're getting another new low of day on ES and NQ. NQ just broke Friday's low, which is absolutely nuts. I was not expecting that at all. But yeah, I would say every month, because you also need to consider we do all the analysis by weekday. So in every week, there's only in every month, there's only 4 weeks, which means that there's only 4 Mondays or whatever. It's not always exactly 4, but like call it 4 Mondays. And in that case, like you need enough information to make a change. So yeah, I would say every month is the way to do it. Also, never mind. I was going to say, so starting to see some good progress with my algos. Friday with my IB algo, NQ went for 240 points. That's awesome.
Jeez.
So as it relates to the orb, not the IB, but the orb, I'm going to make a new video on a different kind of orb, but on ES. Typically the 15-minute orb works better on NQ. I'm going to make a new video on ES, and I specifically shortened that time period to be like much more recent, because I know that sometimes like people want, okay, how's the last 90 days performance? That's what I also considered in this. But yeah, look at this sell-off, dude. This is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the problem is that now you can't really, it's very hard to get short. Because even here on this bounce here, I was like, oh, maybe a good short, but also like maybe a good long. Down here, on this bounce, on like slightly elevated volume, a really fast 40-point bar, or what was it? A roughly 45-point bar, and then now it just completely reversed. But like at this point, it's really, really, really hard to get short now. Because what you don't want to expect, this anymore, right? Like you don't want it to expect it to just continue down. And what could very well happen after a very clean short is just this, which you don't really want to be part of.
Yeah. The indexes, you don't want to be buying or selling low on the indexes. You want to be selling high. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it's still in the hands for now. I think if you caught the shorts, well done, but definitely tougher trading conditions. Like just tough for me to look for a short there. I think just on entry. Yeah.
I mean, I can't even look for a long right
now. No. We got the RB setting at 3 minutes too, so.
Yeah, that gives us another set of levels. It gives us another set of targets. It gives us another trade setup, right? So the ultimate reversal is done now, so I'm gonna actually hide that. Actually, it wasn't the ultimate reversal technically today, but I will hide my orb. There's my IB. Do that. Right, so the IB is gonna set in 2 minutes. There is something else that I want to show you guys. IB by levels. If we look at short days only, breakdown days in IB by levels, if we go to NQ, what you're going to see is that the tail of this is a lot bigger. Like the downside moves are really big, right? It will, in the last 6 months, it has touched the -4. Now, if we go to the breakout days, there's not really that much continuation to the top side as it relates to the IB. So on the days that pretty much what this is saying is, and if we consider all days, so this is double break, this is everything, what you can see is that the moves down end up being more violent to the downside, and the moves up tend not to be. So you can expect more continuation on a larger sell-off day. Now, today was 375 points, so I'm not expecting to go 375 points to the downside again, but just to set the expectation, because the data is showing that on the moves down, it does continue further than on the moves up.
Yeah, it's like that elevator down, staircase up.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at those. I mean, look at every single 15-minute bar since the open's been bearish. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
An hour. So that is pretty crazy.
Yeah. Now we go to the screener.
Yeah.
So we have this will take a second to load. It just takes the first minute to load. But IB buy rejection is bearish almost across the board. Previous day's range is pretty mixed right now. And we just need to wait here for
Yeah, Meta now also started to flip. Meta was the other one that was staying bullish, green on the day. But NVIDIA and Tesla still green from overnight, but not looking super bullish at the moment. NVIDIA is trading at opening range low, and Tesla is still under. It was back underneath New York session view app now at the moment too. ES kind of touched that previous day's low zone. We have a look there as well, André. Look at that. Almost pinned it and now rejecting off of it.
The thing is, like, you got to be careful now.
Yeah.
Because you should expect a bounce. But if you want to get short, you have to be careful with
if it's
the
like
entry.
You don't want to be shorting into momentum that if this starts to flip. Let's see YM as well. YM also reached its previous day's low. So now, remember at the start of the stream, I mentioned about that outside day. So if you go to that reports over here and we go to the inside bars day on ES, only 13% of the time do we trade as an inside day. We still actually technically haven't taken it out on ES. YM we have, NQ we have as well. See that previous day's low zone. So ES still trading inside of it, but barely. We were literally a point away.
Yeah. Also, keep in mind the volume on ES now is significantly higher on this bounce, right? This means something to me. Now, it does not mean that this is like the bottom is in, because again, everything does point to a break of the IB low. You definitely want to expect one side to break. Doesn't mean it's going to be does not mean it's going to be the bottom side, but right now I would not be surprised. So we have not, so just so everyone understands how the IB buy retracement works, we have not broken out of the IB yet. So these retracement levels are not in play right now. Yeah, they're only valid after it breaks out, because that determines, for the most part, the direction of the break on the day. I will be right back. I'll run to the bathroom.
Yeah, let's get my screen up there. So I'm still watching, as I said, I'm still watching that this bounce of the previous day's lows. We'll see how we react to. I mean, if we do want to move higher, I'd ideally like a break of that New York session VWAP before I do look for, for any play to the high side. We are shifting a little bit. Yeah, YM is actually bouncing pretty hard at the moment. We came back down to the previous day's lows. Now we are bouncing 90, 100 points up. And Tesla's holding up here. So, but yeah, let's just see. Let's just see. I think also, if you've caught the shorts, I think you've taken a great trade. Nasdaq starting to bounce a little bit as well. So we can see that, or 4 50-minute bearish bars in a row. You could expect a little bit of a pullback, but let's just wait. Let's wait and see. Anyone in any trades right now at the moment? I wouldn't want to get short here, as mentioned. Like now we're in a bullish 50-minute bar. I would rather like to short back up at that level there and see if we can roll over. Yeah, the longs make sense. Trading back towards the mean. On NQ, yeah, short to the previous day's low. Nice one. Great stuff. Great work. See, on these longs, I would like something like this where we break the New York session, we uphold the level, and then look to continue higher and then get my entry there.
I just went to go make coffee.
Yeah, nice.
You don't drink coffee, huh? I saw a clip of you.
I didn't. I do drink a little bit now. I need to start drinking more.
Dude, I have 6 double espressos a day.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah. It's I don't really I think I have there's some gene that people have where they metabolize caffeine very quickly or very effectively, and I think that I probably have that.
Sure. Yeah, I need to I probably do need to drink more coffee. That's probably not a bad thing. Okay, so look at that. See, but any bid right now is just getting absorbed at the moment. But I was.
Are you interested in a short here?
No, if I shorted, yeah, personally, and I lose, I'd be like, man, I should have just shorted higher. Earlier on, I should have just jumped in earlier on. So, no, not at the moment.
We're gonna get. I mean, we should get a break of the IB. What's interesting though is that these.
Let's go, yeah.
The structure is very clean today, which is interesting. So, this is clean. This is clean. I would say something like this.
Do we have NFP tomorrow? That's a weird day to have NFP, bro.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Yeah, I just got an alert for it. That's coming tomorrow. Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah, NFP, non-farm employment change. NFP. Yeah.
Well, isn't it super delayed?
Yeah, I think it's because of the government shutdowns.
Yeah.
So they're catching it all up. That is a weird one. NFP on a Tuesday, dude.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, I mean, these levels are pretty. I don't know. These zones that I have are not terrible, to be honest.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I mean, we are trading lower right now, but it's not like we're smelting like we were on Friday. We're only down 0.13% on ES. I guess obviously the overnight move was pretty big. That must be said, though. With NFP and CPI in 1 week, it will be a wild price action for sure. Yeah, we do have CPI on Thursday. That is crazy.
Are you thinking about longs here?
Not at the moment. I would like something like this. Personally, for me, I see my better longs where we do have a sell-off. I see where we take like a level and New York session view up, we hold, and then we move higher like that. If I buy it down here, I'll be trying to bottom fish, you know?
Yeah.
So no, not for me right now. I'm okay with sitting on hands until, particularly as I mentioned, like I've spoken quite a few times about this on stream, is that December volume can, it can be a little bit more trickier to trade.
Oh, for sure.
Let me go trade currencies right now.
What was that? Shorting USD CAD? And
dude, what the hell, bro? I don't know. I think he made a genuine mistake, but like, that's funny. Like,
yeah,
shorting USD CAD, and then he says the CAD
Canadian
is bad. I'm like, dude, like, was pretty funny.
I really like this. I would really like this short, but I just feel like this move down is too much.
What's gold doing? Just out of interest sake. Bitcoin's down. Bitcoin's down in the 80s again. Wow, where did we sell off from? Jeez, yeah, Bitcoin just sold off now since the open as well, down 3% from 90K, 89K down into the 80s again, 86K at the moment. We're not looking.
Do you like Bitcoin?
For long-term buy and hold, yes, but
yeah.
I don't day trade it really. I've probably taken like 10 trades on it as a on my day trading account in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking at it here on the daily time frame. This doesn't look particularly bullish. We are trading underneath the 50 EMA, underneath the 21, and then we've kind of been making lower highs. Look at this, consolidate, and then now break out again. So yeah, we don't look too great there, I must say.
Is it worth it? Is it worth it? What do you think?
No.
No?
YM's bouncing off previous days' lows. Yes, as well. You see, like right now, like I think the shorts paid, and now, we're not flat. As I said, like we're not flashing lower like we did on Friday.
Yeah.
Nice. There we go. Look at that. Made $3,600 trading the NQ gap for. So, great stuff.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gap fill trade on NQ was like flawless today. Just straight down, like no stress.
Did you ever trade just gap fills like yourself personally?
Dude, that's like the entire reason that this company, this edgeful exists, is because of the gap fill. Because of the gap, like when I never understood how people knew whether to be long or short bias at the open.
Sure.
And when I found out about this concept of like, oh, price retraces to the previous day's close. Like this, everyone talks about gap fill. Literally everyone.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let's look into it because it gives me a bias and a target, right? Like I can be short bias targeting previous day's close. I can be long bias targeting previous day's close. And when I kept researching, everyone was like, oh yeah, all the gaps fill, which like nothing happens 100% of the time, obviously. But
course, yeah.
So I was like, okay, like let me find some stats on it. Couldn't find really any stats on it. So I literally downloaded raw price data for like a bunch of different stocks and then built the gap fill report inside of Excel.
Sure.
And I saw that like whatever it ended up being at the time, it was like 75% or like 68% or whatever. I was like, wow, I can actually use this. And now I could filter by weekdays. I can filter by sizes. And now I started doing it for everything else. Like like an ATR report. I built like the green and red days by weekday report. Like I have it in an Excel file. The gap fill report, I have it in an Excel file. The gap fill by size, gap fill by weekday, like I have them all in an Excel file. And then, first of all, buying the raw data was like super expensive. Like it ended up being, it was $60 to download the intraday data practically every month so I can update the reports that I had. So there was that. And then I was like, is there not a company that does this? And there was not. And that's literally why edgeful exists, is because of the gap fill report.
Sure. That's wild.
Literally, dude, I'm not even joking. That's literally the reason that this company exists.
Yeah, because there was no one else providing that, right?
Yeah.
So we are moving higher. So this is what I'm just to have a look at ES at the moment. So we have, as mentioned, filled the gap. So this is what I would like for like a long, André, is a break like of that level. Maybe we pull back into it and then we don't create a new low, and then I look for longs targeting back up. That's what I would like. I mean, Tesla's holding up here. We're up 4% on Tesla. We actually just that's probably why we are getting some follow through. But stocks are starting to turn a little bit green here again. So I would be careful of looking for short continuation trades. That's just my thought process at the moment.
Give
me a sec.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Give me a sec.
This green bar with the elevated volume is I mean, it's not always going to be this clean. It's not always going to be perfect like this. But when there is a continuation move to the downside, and there is a giant green bar with significantly elevated volume, you can use that as some sort of consolidation or like some sort of relative low or some sort of like recent low for it move higher. Like, and that would be like obviously counter trend. The thing is, I was thinking about this one. This is like a much cleaner, like the candles here are a lot cleaner, but the volume wasn't elevated enough on this candle, whereas on this one, it was a lot higher. Now, keep in mind, we're on a 1 minute chart here, but I don't know what the 5 minutes is going to look like, but it doesn't really matter. It translates to like any bars. But again, you can see significantly elevated volume, the second highest volume bar of any, obviously besides the open. So this bar right here can be used as okay, price might start to reverse now. Buyers might be stepping in because there's elevated volume. There's a giant bar here. Like I mentioned before, sell off like a doji or like a hammer candle and then a continuation higher. Now, usually I don't like to see a red candle following. Like I would like to see this green bar followed by something like this. That would give me a lot more confidence in a move higher. But yeah, that's what I was explaining before on the volume. So the screener now is showing 61% bearish. Opening candle continuation. The only thing that is green is Tesla and Broadcom. The IB, most of them have not broken out yet, but IB by rejection, everything bearish except Tesla. Previous day's range. So this requires a break of previous day's high or low, right over here. So not everything is broken out yet. but we can see overall very bearish sentiment so far. Now, again, that does not mean that you just get short and you close your eyes, but it is something to obviously pay attention to. But we're just sitting here waiting for kind of price action to tell us what to do. But the thing is, NVIDIA, Meta, Tesla, all making highs, right? These are obviously going to drag the market up, but yeah, I don't know about shorts here, to be honest. I also don't really know about longs in this area either. Like,
no, I'm flat at the moment. I don't think. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my coffee now.
Yeah,
but this midpoint of the IB is actually a very interesting spot. Ironically, it ended up being the midpoint of the IB, but it is this little consolidation. It's like the first like somewhat consolidation. But if we can do something like this, I would be interested to get long here. But the IB should absolutely break today. It's just about, is it the high or the low? But I'm gonna get my coffee over here.
Sure, let me. So just something what I was showing from the opening range and using VWAP. So this blue line over here is the New York session VWAP, and this black line is the daily VWAP, the overnight VWAP. So what I would like to look for is ideally, typically I would be short biased. I missed the shorts off the open, and you would be looking for continuation plays back down. But I am wary that we are bouncing off of this level. Tesla's moving higher, Meta's back in the green. So maybe something where we get a small pullback and we look for longs, like that would be ideal. Yeah, good stuff, guys. Getting those longs off that. That's pretty neat. Some guys caught the longs off the low there.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So we are bouncing, but we're not like bouncing with conviction at the moment. So let's take it in stride. I'd rather be out the trade wishing I was in a trade wishing I was out.
Yeah, until it's Friday and you leave like I don't know how much on the table, like I had done.
Reverse 80% of the daily ATR on NQ. Yeah? Or let's go to NQ. NQ, we moved down from the open over 350 points. Now, literally that bounce has been back up 140. So the volume definitely is picking up a little bit. That's for sure. You can go to the broader watch. I just want to go have a look at just the Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin still trading. Yeah, Bitcoin down 1% today. Gold.
And also,
yeah,
I was going to say, I know Austin uses ADR, right? Does he still use that?
Not as much anymore. I personally like looking at it, but no, Austin, we used to use it quite a bit in our trading. Like at least when I first, I still have a look at it though in my trades. Yeah.
Because
I like to use it for like stop sizes and stuff like that. I know some guys use it for stop size placement and everything like that.
Yeah, NQ exceeded the ADR. You can see it in the what's in play. It exceeded the ADR. Yeah. It's now 115% ADR. So keep in mind this is the New York ADR, but ADR is 326, and then the range today was 376. But is this? Let me just see something. I don't know if I just want to take a trade, but I don't know, man. I think that these shorts are like solid.
Yeah, ADR. Yeah, I personally used to find, so like when I used to trade a lot of currencies, we used to use ADR quite often because currencies don't move as much as stocks. But when like ADR was exceeded, I wouldn't look to take any trades after that. Because I mean, it's kind of like maxed out for the day then, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Move, yeah.
We actually have a report for that, just so you guys know.
That is actually something I used to use very often in my trading, like
the report
every single day. No,
Or ADR?
it's just ADR. But if you have it, where's the report, by the way?
I'll pull it up right now.
I haven't actually looked at that one.
So 5-day ADR. God, I really wish I took this short, but price will only exceed, and this is in the New York session, but price only on NQ only exceeds the ADR 46% of the time, right? So it's kind of a 50-50 whether it's going to exceed or not. But if you go to the range to ADR by weekday, you can see which weekdays. So let's just say that the ADR is 100. Let's pretend it doesn't move for a second so we can just make the example. On a Monday, you can typically expect the high and the low of the day to be 84 points out of a 100-point ADR. On Tuesday, you can expect it to go right up to the what's it called? Like the ADR. And you can see that Wednesday and Friday and Thursday all exceed. Now, keep in mind, this is the average. So on FOMC days, when it like triples the ADR, that's going to skew this higher.
Sure.
And then after that, the extension report, the sub-report by extension, what this does is it takes only the days that exceeded the ADR, and it tells you what is the average after it's exceeded the ADR. So I literally just made the video on this, but a new video on it actually. But so if the ADR is 100 and it exceeds the ADR to like 101, you can expect 40% further. So you can expect the range, if it's exceeded, on average to be 140. The high and low of the day, on the days that it exceeds, you can expect it to be 140 points total. Now keep in mind, this is the single highest it's ever exceeded. So it's gone like 350% of the ADR. So that would be like 450 point range when the ADR is 100. This is going to skew this number higher. So you want to expect this to be lower actually, but just something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
If anyone has questions on that, let me know. But
yeah, I'm still flat here, bro.
Dude, I'm going to feel like such an idiot if I take this short, but like,
I see it
like
now.
If I lose on this short, I'm going to be really upset, but I am green on the day, which I'm obviously very happy about. Thanks to the algos, but
yeah,
I do want to take this short.
Yeah, NVIDIA chart come up, but we're trading now underneath New York session open VWAP. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it start to, yeah, if we just have a look at what I'm looking at, look how NVIDIA is still trading underneath the VWAPs. Very rangy though. That was obviously sell off. Now we could definitely go back to the lows on NVIDIA. I mean, I would be looking for shorts on NVIDIA. I'm not going to look to trade it right now on that price action. I don't like it. But if we go to NQ, yeah, I'm just wary of this level that if we can hold and then we end up bouncing. So, but I do see the shorts for sure.
What do you think about something like this on ES?
Yeah, when I'm not too sure of the direction I want to trade, I definitely am better off just not trading.
Yeah, but dude, the bias says short. The screener, the bias is short. The IB is going to break, almost guaranteed.
It would be wild if it breaks the high side, dude.
It would be wild if it breaks the high side, which is what I'm saying. Now we're on ES, we're 17 points from the low. I don't know, man. I think it's kind of solid. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to get another little pop to this 30 area and a rejection, but I don't know if we'll get that.
Took the algos plunges there. Discord group for those that have subscribed, or is it just the main chat? There is a Discord group. You should be able to. The instructions should be once you purchase the algos, you should be able to see the instructions to get the to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the onboarding, but on the left sidebar, you can click Discord access once you're in the algos section. So here on the algos Discord access, this is how you're going to get it. So just so you know, it is a private Discord. It's not the public Discord that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that algo is, and I don't like to risk profits. I don't like when people are like, oh, well, I'm up 5,000. I'm gonna risk 3,000 of it because I'm up anyway. Like I think that's a bad mentality, because if you're down, then you would never do that. Obviously, I mean, it's just not the best habit to build. But
yeah, we got a couple more minutes here until we'll call it. But I'm flat for now. I'm just wary of that of this zone that we are bouncing off of. So can you go over the trade that Algo took? Yeah. André, if you want to.
I'll pull it up. So this was the trade that it took here. It was a 64 point winner here, a break of the orb low, going short for that continuation of the downside. If you want to learn how the algo actually works, you can go on your edgeful dashboard here on the left side and click on here. It's not going to tell you the specifics. If you don't have the algo plan, it's not going to tell you the specifics of each individual algo, but it will kind of like, there is an explainer video at the top, but we have this get started page. It has the orb, which is the one that is the most consistent without question. We have a setting expectations video, because yes, the algos are amazing, but you don't win every trade. And some people think that you are going to win every trade, but we need to make sure that we make it clear that it's not realistic. This shows you how the TradingView backtester works. It's only on TradingView, not on NinjaTrader, not anywhere else. And then here is a full breakdown of the actual orb algo, exactly how it works, exactly how all the settings work. And at the end of this video, I also cover some of the settings that you can use. And then here, optimizing your algos as well. And then, by the way, you can automate your algos using Edgeful. You just connect your broker to TradingView, to Edgeful, and then we connect to TradingView, everything else. Yeah. You don't have to use Edgeful algos. If you have custom algos that you have built or you've purchased somewhere else, you can automate them through Edgeful. So it doesn't have to be Edgeful algos only. You can automate anything else. I just want to make that clear. So, yeah. Dude, you're still not interested in these shorts?
Not right now. I do see it though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't need to take another trade, but.
Yeah, no, I agree, dude. I mean, right now I'm just I'm in between. So I missed the original shorts, which was obviously just an easier entry that just ended up working. So I'll probably just stay flat at least for now. Again, I've been like bit so many times in the last 2 weeks where you try a short and then you get it just rallies back up.
Yeah.
See, yeah, NVDA is still trading inside its opening range. So, and again, like we spoke about the ADR being maxed out too. So maybe that's also maybe a good thing just to stay away from, at least for now.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna close my broker and just not.
Yeah, it's probably the better thing to do, dude. When I find myself like long short, I'm best not trading.
Yeah. To watch it flush right now. Yeah, this is a little bit more. This price action that we've had in the last 30 minutes is kind of more what I was expecting of this Monday, not this like giant, like super clean sell-off.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I guess we can close it up here. I mean, when something that also helps me just keep out of, like, I missed the original move, which is obviously upsetting, but it is what it is. But when you get, like, when I see NVIDIA, and this is why I like looking at the stocks, particularly like NVIDIA and Tesla. Obviously, Tesla is trading nasty, but when I see this crap on NVIDIA, dude, I don't know which way it's going to break. It could pop to the high side. It could come back down. And obviously, we know NVIDIA is going to move the market, bro. So if NVIDIA starts to fall off, it's obviously very easy to for the NASDAQ to continue selling off too. But like right now, we could easily just pop to the highs here, and then NVIDIA starts rallying, and then I'm caught selling near the low of day on ES, Yeah. So, I mean, I could easily see this short scalp back down to the lows off that VWAP. I could have gotten in something like this where
exactly.
the VWAP, have a nice tight stop of like 9 points, and I'm looking for like literally like maybe 10 points, 15 points back to lows. Could see that. But for me, I'm also like at the point now near the end of the year, I don't want to waste mental capital.
Of course, yeah. And right here we see, thanks for mentioning about auto trade for other custom scripts. So just to be clear on what this means, if you have a trading view strategy that you've paid someone to build, or that you've built, or that you've purchased from another company or whatever else, you can automate it if you connect your broker to Edgeful and you just send a webhook to Edgeful. It doesn't matter if you did it, if someone else did it. We don't really care, honestly, what you automate. We're trying to help you guys like be successful as traders. So there's no like Edgeful only algos. Like you can automate any algo. You just have to go through the exact same process. It's all on the explainers are on the automation page. But if you have any questions, reach out to our support and we'll help you do it. But yeah, you can automate any trading view strategy you have. It does not have to be an Edgeful algo. We don't care. But yeah. So
we'll be live on Friday as always. So 9 a.m. Eastern time. No trades my side from a discretional point at the moment. I missed the original shorts, and now I'm just sitting flat. I know André James.
Dude, are you going to change that orb algo or not?
I'm going to change it, bro, because it's missed 2 winners in a row now, both Mondays. But yeah, we'll be live. Let's do this. We'll be live Friday again. I'll be in the Edgeful Discord as always, rest of the week, Monday through Friday, and then I've got my pre-market streams at 8 a.m. Eastern time. So have a good rest of the Monday, and we'll see you guys in the Discord tomorrow.
Yeah.
Perfect. Have a good one, guys.
Have a good one, guys.
See you Friday. Cheers.